It's a hockey night in Whitley Bay as the top of the table Queen Bees coming into town to take on the Whitley Bay Beacons. I'm Adam Matman, and joining me for this one is my good friend Carl Wood. How's it going?
Let me catch my breath a second.
Okay.
Big run up the stairs there, but I'm here and this is fantastic.
I've got you sorted, buddy. Don't you worry. Well, with this is an much anticipated clash for these two sides. The game was originally going to take place at the start of the season, but I had to rearrange it at the last minute due to some, some training camps for GB. But anyway, we are in for a treat this evening because the Queen Bees have some fantastic players on their roster. No less than 6 senior GB internationals, as well as some under 18s on their roster as well, and not too shabby either are the Beacons as well, as 5 call-ups of their own. So this is going to be an interesting one to see. Nice to see Kimberly Brengan back as well for her seasonal debut. So welcome back, Kimberly. A great addition to the lineup. Louise Adams, who is actually a Beacons player now, is coaching the Queen Bees. So this is going to be an interesting one for her. And looking like we are ready for the puck drop. The opening lineup then for the Queen Bees will be Catherine Gale and Rachel Cartwright, centred by Lily Endicott. And Abby Sylvester and Abby Fay will be on the blue line. It looks for the Beacons as though Caitlin Morrison and Vicky Smith are the D pairing, with Amanda McWilliams, Kimberly Brengan and Claire Turnbull on the third line. So an all-Scottish third line then for the Beacons. Puck's dropped and we are underway as Kimberly Brengan gets her first touch back as a Beacon. Puck enters the zone, but Rachel Cartwright battles well to get it out. Comes off the heel of off Catherine Gale even. Rachel trying to get the puck to settle, but collected on the centre red line by Claire Turnbull, who will chase it down. Abby Sylvester clears and it comes up off the boards, collected by Vicky Smith, who works it back to Caitlin Morrison. Morrison out wide off the boards just in front of the Queen Bees bench. Abby Fay will drop back and gather. Abby, who was the captain of the Fire Bees side yesterday, that lost 4-0 in Hull, but great performance from her, got player of the game. Rachel Cartwright has the puck caught under her feet, trying to work it free. Catherine Gale's down on the deck there as the Beacons are trying to get it covered down the right-hand side. It's going to be Claire Turnbull who will chase in. Hannah Byram gets there first, though, to Chrissy Newman, another one of the GB senior players. Chrissy will advance down the left wing side. Rachel Stockdale goes with her. Rachel can't stop her, though, as Chrissy got in behind, got the shot off, but Megan Craig stonewalling her there. Puck getting caught up along the boards. Nora Egri is on this line, along with Talia Davidson-Wright, another one of the players who starred for the Fire Bees yesterday, as Rachel Dadd works the puck across to Hannah Byram. Byram laying it off to Chrissy Newman. Queen Bees cycling it well early doors, as I will bring in my commentator partner right now, Carl. So early thoughts then of this game so far?
Well, just watching the warm-up, you could see the skating, the skill on that Queen Bee team. I mean, wow. They look PWHL ready, honestly.
Don't they just? Yeah, as the puck comes through, that will be covered up by Megan Craig. But a good positive start. Interesting to see that Steph went with the third line, bring a bit of energy early doors.
Absolutely, and I mean, they kind of controlled most of that game. It took them a while to get that blue line, but I mean, they kept it the other side of center ice there, and wow, they're a great group.
Well, indeed, as a backhand shot comes in from Milan Georgi. We've got Megan Stouts and Ellie Wallace on this line with her. And on D, Amelia Williams and Sophie Games, who, again, Sophie was one of the players for the Fire Bees yesterday, and it's her who will battle against Ruby Newlands. Those two had a good battle yesterday, with Ruby starring for the Div 1 Kingston Diamonds. Well, it's Ellie Wallace who will break down this right wing. It's a shot off. It took a nick off the stick of Vicky Smith and over. As Amanda McWilliams, Caitlin Morrison even, will carry it out from the back. Lily Endicott watching her as well, as the puck comes back off the boards. Good play by Danielle Turnbull, put in Amelia Williams under pressure. Nice little layoff from Ellie Wallace. Caitlin Morrison digging it out, and congratulations to Caitlin, who was called up this week, Carl, for Great Britain. So a great achievement for her and very well deserved.
Absolutely, and I mean, it's just even seeing some of the younger gals here who came back from being away with was it the under 18s? Well, I mean, they're bringing some skill and experience to this Beacon teams right now, which certainly they are going to need against this Queen Bee team.
Off and go out shot from distance, and then a lovely little take there by Lily Endicott, I think it was, who got the shot off and forcing Megan Craig into covering up. But well, this is a team stacked with talent, Carl, as the top line comes back out there for the Beacon. Steph Towns, Abby Coulshaw and Ruby Newlands, a GB trio of their own.
Well, goalie standing on her head already, so that's going to make the difference. And it's just shift by shift, trying to play smart hockey, but keep those legs moving, because again, that Queen Bee team has just a great bunch of skaters.
Yes, they do. Puck comes out the zone. Catherine Gale will gather. Abby Coulshaw, her GB teammate, will front her up as Endicott switches the play, and Gale will drift in on the left wing side. Ruby Newlands there trying the back check as Emma Dixon goes across. Puck almost getting in behind Abby Fay there. Did well to keep it inside there, did the Firebees captain. Congratulations to Abby as well, who's been called up to play for the GB ball hockey team. So great news for her.
Well, she fits in, no problem there. She's just got a tenacity that, to play ball hockey you have to have. And she's certainly got that wild spirit. So, yeah, congratulations. Good for her.
Puck getting deflected into the corner. Queen Bees in control behind the back of the net. Will take it into the corner. Nice cycle down low from Nora Egri to find Chrissy Newman. Bit of a heavy touch will clear the zone and force Hannah Byram to retreat. Katie Dad, who was very unlucky not to be included in the GB under-18s team on this occasion. Fantastic young defender. As the Queen Bees will carry in. Chrissy Newman gets the shot off. But again, it was Megan Craig who was equal to her. Chrissy, one of the all-time greats of the women's hockey in this league. And still going strong. One of the fittest players you'll find as well in the league. Nice pass out wide from Becky Casterwood. Try to pick out Maya Lowe, but Queen Bees will pounce on that straight away. And Megan Stout's doing a good job of putting Caitlin Morrison under pressure behind the back of her net. It's got Danielle Turnbull, who will play the puck up the line. Sorry, Maya Lowe even, was it? No, it was Danielle. But rushed it a little bit there. It's going to be nice and cool, but Queen Bee still putting the pressure on, Carl.
Yeah, and sometimes you just need to get a whistle just so you can get a breath of air, regroup, and get some control here. But I mean, they're playing some smart hockey there, and the passes are incredible. I haven't seen them play this well, honestly, for ever, really. This is some great passing, great skating, great positional play.
Yeah, Steph's worked so hard on them in training. It's starting to pay off, and I say the likes of Caitlin, who's got that cool at that testament to just how well the team has improved. As puck's played out along the boards, up along the in front of the Beacon's bench, it will drop back in, and Nikki Smith will play the puck up the line. Comes up towards Amelia Williams, who works it over to Sophie Games, banks it off the boards, be collected by Rachel Stockdale over on the far side to Kimberly Brengan, who gets caught over on the far side. Shot comes in from Ellie Wallace, rippled the side of the net, but it was outside of the goal. And grab again here, try to set up towards the low slot, but it's picked off by Emily Luck, who will carry out to Claire Turnbull. Puck just behind her, Rachel Cartwright steals it in. Gets a shot off and scores and makes it look so easy. And the sniper has done it again, Rachel, who scored 4 against the Beacons the last time these two sides met down in Slough, opens a scoring for her side.
Yeah, it seems if you give her the space, she's going to take it and she'll make you pay. But it's unfortunate because it was a nice transition out of the defensive zone, got across that red line, and they just needed to dump it in the zone, but they got stalled on that blue line and, of course, lost possession, and it kind of came back to bite them.
It did indeed, but as you say, Carl, you give time to a player of Rachel's calibre, she will punish you, and it was a clinical finish by a fantastic goal scorer, one of the best in the league, and that's a lovely pass by Catherine Gale to release her. Once again gets in behind, but the great recovery from Caitlin Morrison there.
A little bit lucky too. I mean, that was a bit of a late change for the defense, so it left that far side of the ice wide open, but she was able to get a stick on that puck and just disrupt that breakaway for her. So well done, Beacons.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's will be played out the corner towards Emily Luck once again. Good to see her back in the Beacons jersey. It's been a few weeks, I think, since we've had a home game. In fact, it was well before Christmas, so it's been an extended layoff. Ruby Newlands will collect. Yeah, it's good rush here for the Beacons, or just behind Abby Coulshaw, but Steph Towns will come across and will gather. Steph, who will control the puck from deep, out wide to Ruby Newlands, who enters the zone. Picked off by Chrissy Newman, though. Talia Deverton Wright trying to get it away, and perhaps the first cover-up by Amelia McGinley, who's in the goal for the Queen Bees.
Well, I don't think they're going to be any, lucky bounces. They're going to have to really work hard to make those opportunities happen for them. And I mean, that's just getting zone right there was a good little setup. So keep that up and it'll come.
Yeah, for sure. Katie Dadd working it around the boards, flicked on by Milan Georgi, or Millie, I think, as she prefers. As Megan Stouts works it behind, gets in behind Caitlin Stockton and tries to set up Ellie Wallace, which she'll do. Swindon-born GB international doing well. That long stick reach of hers working to her advantage as Ruby Newlands tried to close her down. Abby cool.
Well, to stay with her. I mean, just kind of keeping stick on puck. It kind of disrupted her flow with that puck. So, I mean, it's good defensive play there.
Yeah, Abby Coulshaw as well, who put a bit of pressure on and allowed the puck to come out. So that was a good bit of play from her. But we will get a face-off just outside of the Queen Bees zone here, right in front of the Queen Bees bench, in fact. So it's Becky Castle-Wood's line out there.
To see three officials here tonight taking the game seriously, so I think that's a good vote of confidence for both teams and the elite league.
Yeah, it's a very good point, that, Carl. It's as you say, great to see that they have for once, and there's been a lot of controversy over the last few weeks with games getting called off to make way for the men's games, but as you say, three officials, that's it's a top class game of hockey. It's an elite game, isn't it? So it's at the least that the girls deserve.
Absolutely. It's, to me, in my eyes, it's what's expected to make this legitimate hockey.
Absolutely, and as you say, with 5 GB internationals on the Beacons side and 6 on the Queen Bees, not to mention the amount of under 18s as well, it's international caliber players.
Yeah, and they're putting on a show for us already. It's some great hockey. I mean, again, Beacon's goalie is standing on her head. That was a great shot she saved through traffic.
Yeah, well, Megan is very well respected around the league by all the teams. I know just how fantastic a goalie she is, and the same thing can be said for Amelia McGinley at the other end of the ice. She's equally impressive and has been fantastic in the playoffs for each of the last 2 seasons, and ended up on the winning side, and that's no coincidence, as the puck is sent into the corner. Helped on its way by Chrissy Newman. Fantastic possession this by the Queen Bees, as they play it into space, knowing that one of their teammates will read the play. Kept inside by Abby Fay. Puck just letting her down a little bit there as it crept over the line. Had a chance to have a good interview with her post-game yesterday in Hull, so please do check that one out on Ice Maidens if you haven't done so already, as Abby Sylvester carries it in. Gets shot for those sails through the crease. No Ellie Wakeling, actually. I was going to say she is part of a GB contingent, so perhaps there is only 5 on the roster for today, but Ellie Wakeling is normally part of his team as well. Another fantastic defender that the Queen Bees can call upon. Puck comes loose for Abby Coulshaw. She's got a bit of space to work with here. She's got Ruby Newlands up there, but nice poke check by, I think it was Katie Dadd who got the challenge in. Worked back out, be kept inside by Caitlin Stocks. Good to see the Beacons with some offensive zone possession here. Steph Towns fires, but a very good low glove save there by Amelia McGinley.
That was some great play in the offensive zone there. I think everybody had a touch of that puck, and they played the open spaces really well, got pucks to each other, and I think 2 to 3 shots on net in that sequence. Fantastic.
Yeah, probably the best move of the game so far from the Beacons. Over on the far side, Ellie Wallace will collect with Ruby Newlands closing down. Hannah Byram, who I say pretty much in every broadcast, one of the most underrated defenders in the league, and always been a part of this Queen Bee side for a number of years. She's fantastic. As Ruby's been brought down, that's going to be... they are going to give a penalty. I didn't actually see the the signal given. I heard the whistle, but I didn't actually see them point for what it was.
Well, it looked like the linesman washed it out. That's probably just for offside, but armbands there, put her arm up and made the call.
Yeah. Jamie Briggs, who is from the Northeast, played for Sheffield Shadows for the last few years, now with the Leeds Roses, so a player herself. And been part of the playoff finals weekends for the last couple of years as well. Very well respected female official, and very good to see her getting the referee's position for this game today. Nice pass by Steph Towns out wide. Nice layoff from Ruby Newlands to play in Caitlin Morrison. Oh, pucks come loose. Great turnover by Rachel Cartwright as she pushes out, forces her GB teammate Steph Towns to retreat. Those two were assistant captains in Suwon, Korea last year for GB during the World Championships. Two experienced members of the GB team. Ruby Newlands out wide to Becky Castor-Wood, who nice drop pass to Steph, and she fires it on net, but just short of it, actually just wide. And the Queen Bees will blast that one clear. Chrissy Newman will gather. Catherine Gale's up there with her. Went short side, but Megan had that one covered off. Steph Towns will gather. Just over 50 seconds left on this Beacons power play. Steph taking her time to get set, looking to see what pass was open as Chrissy Newman closes her down. Out wide, but well defended by Ellie Wallace. Over on the far side, Wallace will go again, but getting outnumbered down that side. Beacons had plenty of bodies down there. They'll enter the zone, 3 against 2 here. Coolshaw fires one time, a kick save by Amelia McGinley, and a fantastic save it was. But Abby really rifling that shot on target.
Yeah, she knew where she wanted to put that, and it was a nice little feed to give it to her, and good timing.
It really was. Amelia Williams will control. Another fantastic young talented defender who was part of the GB18s in Heron Vane last week, but come home with a silver medal. Nice hands by Claire Turnbull as she'll enter the zone. Queen Bees back to full strength then. We'll try to pick out Rachel Stockdale, but Ellie Wallace had read it and had just got ahead, but giving it away there, and Danielle Turnbull almost trying to get that puck home, glove side, but again, Beacons are starting to grow more into the game now.
Definitely. I mean, they're putting the pressure on, and I think they knew playing this kind of game, it's going to be a grinder kind of game, and they're going at it. They're doing really well here.
They really are, yeah. And controlled by Ruby Newlands on the far side. And what a week she had in Heron Vane as well, being voted player of the tournament for Great Britain. And great honour that is, and she was assistant captain as well. And her star continues to ascend as Catherine Gale works it back to Abby Sylvester. Puck just sticking on her a little bit there.
Steph took her eyes off the puck there for a moment and just kind of missed what happened. If she'd been aware, she could have pounced on that.
Yeah, well, I think nobody would expect it because Abby Sylvester is such a fantastic defender. But I think the puck just sticking on the ice, I think it was more down to the surface rather than the player's ability, for which Abby Sylvester has a lot of talent in abundance. Arguably the best defender in the country, in my opinion. She carries it forward. Nice hands from her, and she gets a shot off. She was playing for the 5Es last season as captain, but aged out now, so she can only play for the elite Queen Bees as Byron winds one up, and it was a nice shot from the high slot there from her.
Yeah, right in the breadbasket, right straight center front on that goalie. It's an easy save, really, but I mean, it's just the awareness of that defenseman to make that shot from there. Well done.
Yeah, and Hannah's bought her team a offensive zone face-off, if nothing else, so clever play, even if you know you're not going to particularly beat the goalie. Getting something on net like that and forcing the save is the next best thing. As they'll dig it out the corner here with Danielle Turnbull, Caitlin Morrison as well. Beacon's trying to work it up the boards, but Queen Bees will pick it off once again. And Wallace, who's having a strong start to this game, gets in behind. Caitlin Morrison will control, cut back. Danielle Turnbull gets it away, out wide towards Maya Lowe. Wallace will control once more. Such a difficult player to defend against, but just as I say, that Milo looking to try and work the puck out. It will allow the Beacons to push out once more. Caitlin Stocks is out there, currently alongside Vicky Smith. As Beacons in the middle of a line change here. Puck goes full length of the ice as Hannah Byron will work it back. Chrissy Newman will race after that, collect off the boards on that far side, but good defending from Caitlin Stocks. Nice pass forward to Claire Turnbull as well. And good to see all three lines really getting even amounts of ice time here. And you're going to have to, aren't you, against a team like this? Because if you just rely on the top two lines, you'll have nothing left in the legs for later on.
That's it. You'll be eaten alive, and I mean every line is contributing here. They've all got that intensity that they need to play this kind of game. So it's just a matter of time before things break open for them. But as long as they just stay consistent, it'll happen.
Yeah. Kimberly Brennan up along those far boards there. So great to see her back. Fantastic the last time she played in the Elite League. And contributed some good goals from that third line as the puck goes through the crease. She's still the all-time leading goal scorer for the Solway Sharks. And controlled bit of football skills there from Stockers. Comes back out. Amelia Williams collects it centre red. Sends it across to Sophie Games, who was a forward earlier on in her career. Is now converted back to D, and she's having a good time back there. Very strong performances this season, both for the Queen Bees and the Fire Bees. As one of the Queen Bees blows a tire in the corner. Worked out though, well done by Amanda McWilliams, gets the puck away down the ice, can go for the change. Sophie Games leaves it for Amelia Williams. This is a good pairing, actually. As Steph Towns will play it into space, off the boards. Catherine Gale collects from Williams, but Coulshaw putting her under pressure. This is a good shift from the Beacons captain. And great to see Abby called back into the GB lineup for the Four Nations tournament in a couple of weeks, and but she's worked hard and really deserves it.
She does, and she always works hard. She's a quality player. Again, she's got a level of intensity that the sport needs, and she's got it. So and she can play with anybody. So yeah, good for her.
Yeah, an intelligent player is Megan Craig, makes that low glove save. Straight from the face-off, Catherine Gale cycles it back to Rachel Cartwright, tried to pick out Lily Endicott in the low slot. Comes back off the boards, and then Coulshaw will gather and dart down this left wing. Just outnumbered in the end, but Ruby Newlands will tear after that. Put in Abby Fay under pressure. As I say, those two had a good battle yesterday for the Fire Bees and the Diamonds. Shot from distance into the corner. Abby Sylvester will control. Megan Stouts as well now. She'll carry it up off the boards and into the corner. Caitlin Stocks comes across. Paired with Emma Dixon, the Sisters of Steel defensive partnership being reunited there as Abby Coulshaw pushes out. Watched all the way by Abby Sylvester though, and then dumped in. Following up was Rachel Cartwright. She went back to a bench. Well controlled and just stabbed wide by Becky Casterwood, who battles away and wins possession back. There's a nice battle between her and Abby Sylvester actually, and Becky doing a good job of just keeping the puck tied up along the boards. Worked out, controlled by Ellie Wallace. It's a 2 against 2 here as she's got Millie Georgie up there with her. Shot from Ellie Wallace, fires wide, but this third line's looked impressive for the Queen Bees, hasn't it?
Every line looks good. There's no question about it. I mean, they disrupted the Beacons there in the corner, got possession, and next thing you know, they're in the offensive zone getting shots on net. So you really got to watch out for them, and that's all three lines.
Indeed, yeah. Chrissy Newman carries down the left wing. Good challenge by Vicky Smith. Talia Davidson-Wright, who had a fantastic game for the Fire Bees yesterday, never stopped working all game. Had a lot of ice time as well. And I'm saying part of that successful under-18 GB team as well from Heron Vane last week. Claire Turnbull dumps in, a little flick there. Kimberly Brennan as well was supporting her back, and the Queen Bees and Chrissy Newman, who winds one up and again into a bread basket as Megan will hold on. But end-to-end stuff there. Breakout didn't quite happen for the Beacons, but straight back the other end, and Queen Bees have the offensive zone face-off.
Beacons are doing some nice things in their own end, though. I mean, Queen Bees are getting pucks in the corners, and right now the Beacons are winning those battles. I mean, just the strength and the muscle to kind of fend them off and get control of that puck, to put them in areas that they can actually get control and get it out of the defensive zone. I mean, they look good in their own end. There's no question.
Certainly is, yeah. As Williams forward to Tyler Davidson right on. She's got Nora Egri up there with her, who's on the puck now. She's another fantastically talented young player, originally from Hungary, but part of the GB setup now, and was here last season with Swindon. Blocker save by Megan. She'll cover up again on the rebound with Tyler Davidson right coming in, but good save there, good double stop by Megan.
Well, she's reading every shot that's coming in, so I mean that's really helping them out. And you know, again, it's work inside their own end, the limiting the number of shots that Queen Bees are getting on net, and you know, it's a great defensive game, and so it's good to see.
Yeah, it is. Well won by Chrissy, worked it back. Sorry to Lily even, Lily Endicott, who's out there now. Her line's the top line for the Queen Bees is out there. And all controlled though by Steph Towns, who's shielding it from Catherine Gale. Catherine, who's actually served as bench coach a couple of times for Beacons last season. Coolshaw, nice take from behind her, gets a shot off. It deflects up off Abby Sylvester's stick. The GB defender doing a fantastic job of just getting something on it as Coolshaw works it back to Steph Towns. Abby Fay holding her off as well. A nice releasing pass to feed Rachel Cartwright. It's 2 against 1 here. Over to Catherine Gale, who winds one up. Blocker save by Megan Craig. Fantastic stop by her once again.
Time's ticking down here. They can hold off. Oh, fantastic. Well done.
Yeah, and important that really, Carl, just keeping it a 1-goal game, because it could have been more. But Beacons could have got a couple themselves perhaps, but it's a very stacked team, the Queen Bees. So a 1-goal game, they'll be quite happy at this stage.
Definitely. I mean, it's easy to get deflated if a team gets a couple up on you in that first period and then trying to rebound from that. I mean, the deficit isn't that much, and it's anybody's game. I mean, I think as far as shots on goal are concerned, it's probably even. And it's kind of a goalie contest at this point, as far as I'm concerned. So interesting to see the next 2 periods.
Certainly will. We're going to take a couple of minutes break. We'll be back with you shortly. Welcome back to Hillheads then, as we currently have a 1-0 lead to the Queen Bees. I'm Adam Atman, and joining me for this one is Carl Wood. And Carl, that was, it was some fantastic hockey in that opening 20 minutes, wasn't it?
That was a great period of hockey for both teams, honestly. And I mean, it's like, I'm watching the PWHL. I'll probably say that a lot now, but I think it's a great thing for women's hockey, and these gals are definitely doing their part to represent the sport as well.
They really are, yeah. And fantastic that there is a movement in North America now where they are paid professionals as the shot comes in from Catherine Gale. Hopefully, in our lifetime, we'll see it for the girls over here. I think the Queen Bees are just saying it had gone in, but officials haven't given it, so presumably they didn't see it. I must admit, I took my eye away, so I'm not sure. No goal, they're saying, but Rachel Cartwright and Catherine Gale were saying it was.
Yeah, the whistle had gone. I watched that, and I mean, it's in front there, and you know, goal or the ref had blown that whistle, and Queen Bees are still poking. And
yeah, indeed, Lily Endicott, who took the draw for the Queen Bees, another one of the stars for the GBA teams, is going to be bringing controls down the left wing side, but well defended by Abby Fay. Yeah, Lily had a fantastic tournament, scored a great goal as well, where she batted it out of mid-air with the shaft of her stick and controlled it into the top corner of what was a very spectacular goal. So another really good player to watch is Lily, as Chrissy Newman gets a shot off. Pad save by Megan. On it comes to Talia Davidson-Wright. She collects in neutral zone. Back to Hannah Byram and across to Katie Dadd, who stabs forward to Chrissy Newman. But over there it was Caitlin Morrison, I think, who was trying to break the play up. Controlled by the Queen Bees and Talia Davidson-Wright. Bumped off the boards to Katie Dadd, who winds one up, and she has, that's nets off, but that's a trademark shot. She got a booming slap shot from the blue line as that one hits the base of the goal, and Beacon's just about scrambled away, but Katie will collect once more. Controlled by Norva Egri. Couldn't quite get it past Vicky Smith, though, who's had a very good game at the back so far.
Definitely. I mean, she's certainly got her work cut out for her, but she's rising to the occasion there. And I think as a goalie, sometimes they say it's like the more shots, the better. It gets you into the game, and it's easier to stay focused. So I think that's what's happening for her right now.
Well, yeah, you'd prefer that than maybe facing 4 or 5 shots and being cold, and then if you let one in, that's not going to do your save percentage much good, is it?
Well, every goalie likes to be a part of the game, and that's it. Face the rubber, take the shots, you know, and keep moving.
Yeah. Worked back to the point. Fired in by Katie Dadd, who... yeah, you'd know about that if that hit you, wouldn't you?
That was a wrist shot, too, from the blue line.
She's, as I say, she's got a powerful shot on her, Katie. As controlled behind the back of the net. Started out with Guildford, but was played as a forward, and she much prefers the natural position is on D, so she switched to the Queen Bees last season, and well, her game's just gone up another level, and as I say, she was extremely unlucky not to be part of the GB18's team, which went to the Netherlands, but such as the depth of quality that they had, there was a lot of good players who was omitted. Sophie Games, who's another one of the Ds here for the Queen Bees, is another good player who missed out, as Ellie Wallace will control and looks it back. This is Ellie's first season back in the UK, having spent last year in Finland with Turku. Back from the point, and the shot comes in from Amelia Williams. She'll drop back.
The Beacons did well on that one. They kept all the shooters wide, so there was nothing direct on net for the Queen Bees to get, and they weathered the storm and eventually cleared the zone. Great work.
Yeah, it was. As Lily Endicott works it back. Sophie Games forward to Rachel Cartwright. Nice tape-to-tape passing here from the Queen Bees. Very slick as Rachel tries to go short side, but stopped once again by Megan Craig, who's, as you say, Carl looks sharp and been kept busy.
Yeah, she's on her game. She saw that one coming. She was ready, and you know, in her mind, it's like, yeah, this is an easy save. Come on.
Yeah. Face-off will take place to the left of Megan's goal, as she's currently looking at it. Becky Casterwood against Lily Endicott, and it is the Beacons forward who won it, but the puck will just escape as she'll collect now in the second phase of play. Controls from behind the back of the net off the boards, won't quite have the legs to come out, but some good work by Maya Lowe to try and force it out. Now she'll control and she'll set Kimberly Brengan away. I think it might have just come off the back of her skate there and just bounced away from her. It was unlucky there because she looked like she was in behind the D.
Definitely, and it's one of those things, you know, it's never quite the direct path that you want that puck to go, and you know, sometimes you know where to put your foot and stop that, and sometimes as you're making that shot, it's like, damn, I wish I didn't put it there.
Well, this is it, yeah. And controlled up on these near boards. Rachel Stockdale is up from the back, will get there first, but then Chrissy Newman wins it back, and then coming in was Becky Casterwood to double up. Sylvester with a shot from out wide. Becky doing some good work in the corner again, trying to work it free, splitting two Queen Bees there. But again, just getting outnumbered in the end. Talia Davidson right in possession. Such an exciting young player to watch as well. As that's the thing with the Queen Bees now, they are starting to bring through the younger players again. They had that veteran core for a number of years, and you can see there's 3 or 4 forwards now who are up in the top 6 forward positions, and that's that continuity is fantastic for them.
Well, that's the way to do it. I've always believed that. It's you keep your core. I mean, they're the ones that are going to mentor all the new players that come in, but you don't overload it with new players. You know, you bring them in gradually, and eventually they fit in, and then they take over those roles and become the mentors for the new players too. And you've always got, you know, a strong team, and they have a team game that they all know how to play.
Yeah, Megan Stout, who was with Streatham 2 years ago, last year in Guildford, and now with the Queen Bees, a great scorer as well, and will certainly adds depth to their scoring on the what is the third line from Milwaukee, Wisconsin originally. As Eddie Wallace will stride forward. Nice control from her. It's taken 2 or 3 Beacons players to try and get her off the puck, and they still can't dispossess her. Stouts now works it free. Eddie Wallace will chase after it. Millie Georgie is in and around the crease. Not just marshalling on her a little bit there. There's controlled in the corner. Work back to Hannah Byram, who winds one up. Just flashes wide of the post. Eddie Wallace couldn't quite hold on. Kimberly Brengan will now carry out. Fires it against the shins of Katie Dadd, and it carooms back into the offensive zone, which Eddie Wallace will close down. And then they'll clear it. But again, Beacons defended that quite well, considering how much possession the Queen Bees had there.
Yeah, and one of the things that I saw that I thought was fantastic is the gal with the long reach is always going to have kind of that stick ahead of the play. But I think it was Turnbull had her stick tied up, so she was never able to get that shot off on net, and then she just ran out of room for where she was going to take that puck. So, I mean, simple things like that make the difference on the defensive side. So, well done.
Yeah, good save again by Megan Craig, who covers up. Yeah, the player with a tall reach you were talking about there, Eddie Wallace, and very impressive, was part of the GB team which won silver in Istanbul a couple of years ago now under Ange Taylor. There's puck getting caught under the official skates there for a second, but Steph Towns trying to work it free. And Emma Dixon couldn't quite get the distance on the clearance. Big rebound, but a good save by Megan Craig, who was screened somewhat on that shot and then takes a deflection up high. And Beacon's trying to break out with Ruby Newlands against Sophie Games. Rachel Cartwright, who was back there defending for her team, dumps it back in. Nice play out from Caitlin Stocks. That will allow Ruby to chase after it and putting Amelia Williams under pressure. Ruby almost losing her balance there. Work back, Sophie Games getting there first. Nice control from the defender. Gets it away to Catherine Gale. Gale off the left wing will go rink wide to pick out Rachel Cartwright. Just behind her, but does well to gather it in and then sends it back across into space for Gale, who controls, fires. Maybe took a deflection off Emma Dixon. I think she might have just got a stick on that.
That's perfect. That's what you want. Just sticks in the way, take away that passing, shooting lane. All of those things make the difference on the defensive side, and they're doing it all right. Got to keep it going.
Yeah, pass forward from the D, that will trickle its way down, and Megan will cover up with 12:20 left in this second period. I've hardly paused for breath. In fact, it's been, again, Carl, some really good hockey to watch.
It's back and forth, end to end. They're both getting their chances offensively, and both defense and goalies are doing their jobs to kind of keep them at bay. So it's, one team's going to break eventually. So we'll see who gets it.
Yep. As the Queen Bees will control in the corner, Chrissy Newman to Norma Egri trying to work it back to that low slot, and Talia Davidson right. Abby Fowes clears. And controlled on the far side by Claire Turnbull, but just a little bit off balance as she tried to take that one. She just allowed the Queen Bees to regain possession.
That's it, and it's always a hard one with that. Balance is everything, and I mean, if you're not quite set, you're going to lose that control, and people will take advantage of it. Everybody who's ready is going to pounce on it. So it's hard, but I mean, as a defense player, I get that a lot. So I can understand completely.
Yeah. Face-off will take place just outside of the Queen Bees blue line, as the Beacons were called for offside. Becky Castlewood with a draw, she wins, and Rachel Stockdale tries to usher it back towards her. Chrissy Newman will control with pressure coming in from Claire Turnbull. Nice pass out wide by Abby Sylvester off the boards towards Talia Davidson Wright, who shrugs off the challenge from Stockers there, and then a shot comes in. Good save by Megan Craig, and the Beacons will look to counter now down the right wing. Danielle Turnbull forward to Claire Turnbull. Abby Sylvester goes rink wide, finds Millie Georgie, who takes it well, slips it forward towards Chrissy Newman, who tried to get the shot on net. Well, I think she did get something on it, but Megan pushed it away. Stockers controls, sends it into a corner. Abby Sylvester gets there ahead of Claire Turnbull. Nice control by Sylvester to find Wallace, who sort of had to reach a little bit behind her there, but still got the shot on net.
It's a great shot. She saw an open area that she was trying to put that puck, but that quick hand of Megan Craig just came out and shut that whole thing down. That was fantastic.
Yeah, it was. Megan Stelps to take the draw then up against Steph Towns. It's won by the Queen Bees. Ellie Wallace's shot deflects it off Ruby Newlands and then comes back off the, might have been the top of the plexi, because I definitely heard a clunk there, which couldn't have been the netting.
No, it caught the top there of the plexiglass, so out of play.
Yeah, difficult to see because the net's quite dark in here, so it's always difficult to see the puck against it. Someone's lost a stick there. It's a Beacons player. It's Caitlin Morrison, but she's back with it now as she controls up along the boards. Ellie Wallace steals in though. Attempted wrap around, tried to catch Megan Craig there, but Megan was having none of it. She closed the door on her, and the puck's work free. Hannah Byram will collect. Hannah, who's another who plays ball hockey for GB, fantastic defender, as I said before. I always think she deserves a shot at GB for ice hockey as well. As she advances up the ice, controls, it's a shot off across the face of goal. Over to, it's going to be Abby Coulshaw, picks it off, got a bit of space here, but Queen Bees have enough numbers there, and it's a nice poke check there by the Queen Bees there to win it back. Good defending, I think it was Katie Dadd who executed that. On the near boards, Ellie Wallace works it free into space, sets Millie Georgie away. Vicky Smith will go with her. Just pushed wide, gets the shot on net, but it's the base of a goal frame. It was from that angle. She was it just got away from her, didn't it? And it was always going to be from an acute angle where she released that shot.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it was a foot race there. The D kept her to the outside, so I mean, it was a bad angle shot. She got the shot away, and that's the thing. You got to take these chances sometimes. And it also gave time for her teammates to get into the zone to support. She hadn't scored, which thank goodness they didn't.
Yeah, nice releasing pass for Catherine Gale. Gets the shot off again. It was on that same side, maybe not quite from an acute angle, but Megan had it covered. Caitlin Stocks did well to keep up with her really and make sure she was there to clear any rebounds if needed. Tipped out by Claire Turnbull, gathered by Sophie Games in the neutral zone across to Amelia Williams. Nice layoff as well off that far side from Lily Endicott to set Rachel Cartwright away again. Tried to go on that short side, but hitting the pads of Megan Craig. Kept inside the offensive zone, but the Beacons have possession of it. Becky Castlewood works it back towards Caitlin Stocks via the boards. And then Danielle Turnbull up on this near side. She's just clever there. She didn't rush it. She just looked up to see what was available, and then when the option became available, she got it clear and out the zone. It was a clever play there by Danielle.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you've got, and that's what you've got to do. It's the safest play. Just get it out of the zone, relieve that pressure. They were able to get a line change as a result of that. So yeah, that's smart hockey.
Yeah, she didn't rush it, which is what I was impressed with. A lot of the time you could just blast it down, it would go for icing or whatever. Was Abby Coulshaw got in behind there, but vital poke check there from Sophie Games, and then set up to Ruby Newlands in the high slot. Couldn't convert on it, but Abby looked away there. Great defending, it's got to be said, by Sophie.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's caught the Queen Bees at a disadvantage there. Came in with numbers and speed, and got a shot, but not quite completely in control. But I mean, that D had the wherewithal to kind of be at the right place at the right time to stop it all.
Yeah. Collected up along the boards. Carried in by Steph Towns. Nice little shot on the turn, almost a spinorama there. She released that effort. And then Sophie Games will get it towards Nora Egri, who fires it into the offensive zone. Egri will chase after it. Goes there just ahead of Vicky Smith, actually. She did well. She was behind her in that foot race, but got to a puck first as Caitlin Morrison looks to work it down that far side. And say Nora, who has played here before last season with the visiting Swindon Topcats, a game which was won 6-2, I believe, by the Beacons, and memorable for Kate Ord's hat-trick, who sat just in front of us here. Good to see Kate back here watching her former teammates.
Definitely. It's always good to support, the gals, the teams you've been with, and, make your presence. I think she's a bit of a famous figure.
She certainly is a great goal scorer, and one that I seem to remember was the shot from right out along the plexi, where she rifled it in top shelf over the shoulder of Kayla Poole, no less, who is a fantastic goalie in her own right. So Megan Stouts will control that centre red. Abby Sylvester has time here, the Queen Bees. A nice layoff as well as they set the play up. Good play by Georgie over to Ellie Wallace. Puck will come out. Abby Coulshaw up along the boards. And usher it back towards Caitlin Morrison. Nice little shuffle there, but got picked off by Georgie, who shoots, and that will be gathered in by Megan Craig. But yeah, Megan again alert to that danger.
Definitely, but I mean, I got to go back a little bit there. It's like that play on the boards with Abby Coulshaw. I mean, again, it's her tenacity that kept that play out of danger, And I mean, she didn't force it or rush it up ice. She got it back to an open player on the defensive side, which then, got control and put it out of the zone. It's just some smart hockey.
She's outnumbered as well. There was 2 Queen Bees on her.
That's it, exactly. And one of the biggest players, but Abby outmuscled her, got control.
Well, it just shows her strength, and I think pound for pound, she's got to be one of the strongest players in that respect. And toughened up, obviously, having played men's hockey in Div 2 North with Bradford Bulldogs, and she's not afraid to get stuck in. And it's great to see as Lily Endicott collects at the high slot, tried to dance away past Caitlin Stocks there, was forced wide, couldn't get the shot off, works it back to Hannah Byram, who will release that shot, but blocked by Kimberly Brennan, did enough to put her off and block it. And then Lily Endicott sends it around towards Catherine Gale, well defended by Emma Dixon, collected by Rachel Cartwright, tried the attempted wraparound again. Megan makes a save. Is the net off slightly?
Yeah.
Doesn't look quite flush along the line, does it? But anyway, Hannah Byram will wind one up again. It's blocked by Claire Turnbull. It will be kept in as Hannah tips it in once more. Queen Bee so good and so strong at keeping the puck inside as Gale will get the shot off, but smothered by Megan Craig, who will cover up once more.
Yeah, a little bit of panic play there, just trying to get it out of the zone. I mean, they had options, but I think because they're kind of holding their breath and, as I say, a little bit of panic there and just kind of just throwing it at people where that puck's not getting out of the zone. It's just popping back in and keeping them on their heels. But fortunately, goalie's in touch with what needs to be done and getting whistles, so that helps.
Yeah, absolutely. As Amelia Williams will have to backtrack here, as Abby Coulshaw will close in on her. Be collected by the Queen Bees in the corner. Worked out. Clattered there by Chrissy Newman as she challenged Caitlin Morrison there. As a good strong challenge from her. Played forward. Collected by Ruby Newlands at centre red, and got Steph Towns up there with her. They're going to say offside. I think Steph might have been by a fraction, perhaps, but that's me being generous, I think.
Yeah, that's where we need the video replay to see. Get a coach's challenge here. And
yeah, throw it out to Toronto.
that's it, absolutely.
Speaking of which, Rachel Cartwright actually spent some time living out there when she was younger. She's why she's a Maple Leafs fan, so it's a kind of our hometown team. She is from the Wirral originally, but yeah, spent some time growing up in Southern Ontario. It can't be bad life, could it?
No, you're always going to have hockey at your doorstep.
Exactly. As Nora Egri carries in, Chrissy Newman winds one up, gets a shot off, comes back out and gathered by Caitlin Morrison. Once again, Abby Sylvester collects, sidesteps a couple of challenges and will control. Takes into a corner. Anyone who watched the Elite League playoff final last season will remember those two fantastic goals she scored in the 3-1 Queen Bees win over the Vixens. Collected by Becky Castor-Wood. A nice little play there. She got away from Chrissy Newman to release Claire Turnbull. Gets a return pass, gets a shot off, just wide of the goal, but great hustle there by Becky Castor-Wood as Abby Fay will clear over to Abby Sylvester. But nice play that from Becky getting the play up the ice.
Yeah, just coming into the zone, though, it's just a bit of miscommunication between the two because they both went for that puck, which kind of threw the stride off just a little bit. And I think had they had that communication, they might have had a better shot on net.
Yeah, could well be right. As control behind the back of the net. Nice defensive work there by Steph Towns. Wouldn't allow the shot to get on net. So good play from her. And Abby Coulshaw breaks down the left wing now with Ellie Wallace going with her. Again, she's outnumbered. Now she's got Steph Towns for support, but nice back check, and there's a good shift this from Megan Stouts, who showing her talent at both ends of the ice there, almost getting a shot off at one end, but denied by Steph Towns, and then Megan returning a favour at the other end.
Well, it's being ready at every second because, I mean, right now this is very transitional hockey. So it's like you think you've got your control, you're entering the offensive zone, you're teeing up for a shot, boom, it turns around, it comes back, and now you're back checking and trying to make sure you've got coverage on all those attacking players and, you know, set up properly in your positions in the defensive zone to hold them off. And it's back and forth like that for both teams.
Yeah. And talking of hockey hotbeds, Megan, as I said before, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, that's obviously got a great college program over the years, hasn't it?
A great beer there too. Sorry.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. Miller is the tipple of choice, Miller Lite.
I was thinking of old Milwaukee.
Oh, well, there you go, yeah. It's an old German brewing town for anyone who doesn't know. And it's a very fun city. I've had the pleasure of spending a couple of nights there in the past as Ellie Wallace collides with Abby Coulshaw. I think it's fair to say Abby gives up a few inches on her opponent there, yet outmuscled her for a puck there in that collision.
Yeah, I think with that matchup, I'll always bet on Abby just because I know how hard she's going to work. So, and she's proved it a number of times already in this game.
Got the shot off there, couldn't beat Amelia McGinley, who made the save, but Beacons do get an offensive zone face-off and takes the pressure off their end of the ice for a little bit. Becky Castor-Wood goes in for the draw against Lily Endicott. Nicely won by Becky. Oh, she's it back. Catherine Gale looking to steal him, but Caitlin Morrison doing a good job of controlling and then sending it into the corner. Danielle Turnbull sends it across to Becky Castor-Wood. Over to the far side, and Catherine Gale now, who works it out towards Rachel Cartwright, controls it with her feet before getting it onto the blade of her stick, and she'll come across with pressure coming in from Claire Turnbull. Now it's Rachel who finds Lily Endicott. She'll return it over to the other side of the ice to Catherine Gale, but once again Becky Castor-Wood, who's back there, broke the play up, read it well, and regains possession for her side with a little over a minute remaining in this second period. Still 1-0 Queen Bees, but the Beacons matching them on the various parts of the ice here.
Absolutely. I mean, again, it's quick hockey, very transitional. I mean, you're in one end at one a second, and next thing you're in the other end. I mean, just how it is. They're just both competitive teams going hard offensively. So we'll see how this next period goes. Yeah,
shot coming in from the point, fired in. Sophie Games did well before that to try and play it into the corner, tried something different there rather than just keep cycling it back round. And Catherine Gale fires, but couldn't get it past Megan Craig and keep it inside the goal frame. 26 seconds left. We are expecting an ice cut between the second and third periods, I think. So If that is the case, we will have an extended break between the periods, but I will let you know before we go off air for a break. As it's controlled by Caitlin Morrison. Out wide towards Claire Turnbull. And they'll give them a little bit of space there as the Queen Bees are in the middle of a change. One last one before the break. Abby Sylvester will gather. That will do it for the second period then. And well, it was one that was, as we said, touched on before there, Carl, great quality. And well, that's 40 minutes of fantastic hockey.
Definitely. I mean, that was a 0-0 period. So for, the Beacons coming into the next period, it's like, build on that. They're in this game. There's no question about it. And it's great to see a low-scoring game because it makes you feel like, okay, you can hold anybody off, and that goal that was scored was more or less a lucky goal.
Yeah, well, we are going to get an ice cut. I can hear the Zamboni revving up. We will be back with you in 15 minutes' time, so please don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Hillheads then for the start of the third period. It's currently still a 1-goal game, and joining me for this one, Carl Wood. Well, we've been treated to 40 minutes of great hockey, and well, on the fresh ice, let's hope we get another 20.
Well, we definitely will. There's no question about it. And I mean, what a great way to start the new year for the Beacons with some good hockey like this.
Yeah, I mean, even just attempted wraparound there from Rachel Cartwright, but I mean, even just going into a third and it's still a 1-goal game is a massive improvement on the last time these sides met here at Hillheads, when it was double figures after about 2 periods.
Yeah, I mean, it's elite hockey they're playing, and they're showing that they deserve to be here. I mean, again, keeping it to a 1-goal game, third period. Now anything can happen. They're in the running for it.
Yeah, indeed, as Beacons will control in the corner with Caitlin Morrison to Catherine Gale now, and she will advance down past the bench over to Rachel Stockdale. Just out of a reach of Chrissy Newman, and then shot coming in from Morrison. Coolshaw just come off the heel of a stick, I think there. Didn't quite get the connection on it she wanted.
Well, sometimes it's like, that bounce off the backboards, it comes back out in front, so whether you're going to get it on target or not, it's not a big deal. I think it was a good play for her just to keep it deep in the zone.
Yeah. Abby Sylvester tried to carry out. Nice little poke check by Ruby Newlands, forcing her back, but then she will find Talia Davidson-Wright, who runs into the back of Abby Coolshaw, who just sort of fends her off.
Perfect. Again, I knew it was going to be a scrappy affair, so yeah, get the body in the way and, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah. As Ruby Newlands over on the far side will collect. Was really impressed with Talia yesterday, actually, because Diamonds were a strong side and made life difficult for the Firebees, but she acquitted herself well and was, she must have played a good 40 minutes. I wasn't keeping track of the time on the ice, but she was on there quite a bit and was really leading her team offensively. As Hannah Byram up along the boards. And also playing in that game was Isabel Bennett, who hasn't actually had a shift so far in this game, as Becky Castlewood gets a shot off, forces the low glove save from Amelia McGinley. But Isabel, who actually broke her blade early on in the game, so she was restricted throughout the rest of that. So I think her dad was trying desperately to try and get a skate mended ahead of today. So hopefully we will see her in action at some point.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than breaking your blade and not being able to get a replacement for it, and then stuck to borrowing somebody else's skates.
Yeah. Cut comes loose, and Becky Castlewood was into that in a flash, but Amelia McGinley was also quick off her line just to stop that shot being executed.
Yeah, I mean, they're ready for it. That's the thing. It's whatever happens, wherever loose pucks go. It's not just kind of being a bystander. They're participating, and they're ready for these errant passes, and they're picking them up. So that's going to help them. Yeah,
she was telling me on the way into the rink before that warmed up nicely with a game in Sheffield yesterday against a very strong team from the Midlands who were full of Czech and Slovakian ball hockey players. So that must have been quite a good game for her to be involved in.
That was 2 games, in fact, and it's just, playing against these big Eastern European men that, have grown up playing the sport, and you're on a big rink as well, and, I don't know how she felt today, but I mean, I was wiped out today, so I'm impressed with her being on the ice playing the way she is today, so good for her.
Yeah, well, she's doing. She's the same age as me, but she's a lot fitter than I am. That's all I'm going to say. As Hannah Byram carries it out on the far side, and it's worked back nicely. It can be picked off by Kimberly Brengan, who darts down the right wing, gets a shot off, and that wasn't off by much, but the Beacons are ramping it up here, and they're getting closer.
They sure are. I mean, again, getting shots on net when they can, that's what it's all about. And keep doing what they're doing. I think it's going to happen for them very soon.
Yeah. A nice defensive play by Emma Dixon there, who got the poke check in on Catherine Gale, disrupted the play. It's Kimberly Brengan looking to carry it up the boards. But nice play once more by the Queen Bees. It was Lily Endicott who forced a turnover. Rachel Cartwright tries to get the cut back, picked off by Kimberly Brengan in the slot, but then Catherine Gale tries to steal it back. Rachel Cartwright comes in on the loose puck, but Claire Turnbull gets it away into the corner now. Caitlin Stocks helping the puck along the boards. It will be gathered by Catherine Gale, works it back to a point. And a wind-up shot from Sophie Games, who fires, and it's in the back of her net. Rachel Cartwright stabs home the loose puck, but it was that booming shot from the blue line from Sophie Games which brought about the play, and Rachel Cartwright quick to acknowledge her with a little pat there on the way through. But again, Rachel sharp as ever. If there's a loose puck, she's going to put it home.
Well, that's it. It's being engaged with what's happening on the ice, and I mean, the goalie was caught a little unawares. It caught her in the chest and bounced out, and I mean, it went directly to the Queen Bees, and you know, she was ready for it and popped that home. So it's a great play, but unfortunate for the Beacons, but they're still in the game.
They are, yeah. I don't know if she will get an official assist on that, but she deserves one because it was what brought about the goal, really, from Sophie. But it'll be gathered at centre red by Rachel Cartwright, works it back to Catherine Gale, forward to, well, it will be picked off, in fact, by Vicky Smith. Nice to see Vicky actually went over to Megan there and had a quick chat with her. Catherine Gale went over, dig it out the corner, works it back, shot from distance, comes loose once again, but Megan gets it away. That was an awkward one to deal with because it sort of looped up, didn't it, there?
And it's hard when your defense are down so low. They're like in your lap, and you're trying to stop the crazy bounces of that puck. They just get in the way at times, so it could be counterproductive at times. Yeah,
for sure. Steph Town's doing well to play in. Ruby Newlands in space on that side. That's the pass across, but I think it deflected off Abby Faye's stick. Now Abby Coulshaw winds one up, shoots and scores! Abby Coulshaw picked that one out. That's a fantastic finish by the Beacons captain.
I like the way she came off the half board. She saw that puck coming around the board. She got herself on the half boards, picked it up on a backhand, a quick little pivot to forehand, and then boom, top shelf with that slapper. Outstanding.
We were just saying before the Queen Bees got that second goal that the Beacons were starting to come back into it. And you think killer blow going down 2-0, but how important was that to get right back into it so quickly?
Well, all of a sudden that brings the energy levels up again, and it's like, all right, girls, here we go, we're in it, let's keep going. It's happening now.
Yeah, it certainly is. Becky Castlewood almost stealing in there behind. Last-ditch challenge, though, by the Queen Bees. It was Hannah Byram who stole it back. Those two know each other well from ball hockey, of course. Worked out down the left wing. That'll be helped on its way and then collected by the Queen Bees and Chrissy Newman, who enters the zone. Gets in behind Emma Dixon, but then be stopped right on the line by Megan Craig, and we'll get a face-off in the Beacon zone.
Yeah, good read by Megan. I mean, the defense did well to keep her outside. It was hard keeping pace with that person breaking into the zone, but they kept enough space for them to stay to the outside and make it hard for a real shot on net. Megan Craig did the rest, so yeah, well done.
Katie Dadd's shot was blocked by the official and comes back out. Hannah Byram up in the corner there, and it will come back loose. Eddie Wallace trying to get onto it. Becky Castlewood positioning herself well, though, steals it back, and then it's swept out by Caitlin Morrison. A diving sort of challenge there. She lost an edge from one of the Queen Bees players. It was Megan Stoltz who dived down to control it. But again, it's the Beacons who've been able to clear the zone, and they'll get not quite in the offensive zone, but a face-off higher up the ice, which eases the pressure on them a little bit.
Yeah, it gets a line change, but I mean, as that play was developing there, that's the hard part with the defense jumping up in the play. When you're that far through the neutral zone, if you can't get that forward across that blue line, you stop your forward momentum with your forwards, and you know, if they don't stop, then you get that offside, just like we've seen.
Yeah, as they'll look to counter here with Lily Endicott in possession. So quick on the puck. She almost, I think it's faster when she's got the puck than when she doesn't have it. She just seems to go up a gear.
That's a talent to have. I wish I had that.
And shot from distance from Amelia Williams. It's blocked, and Abby Coulshaw will come out, dumps it in. Just as she crosses the red line, she'll go for the change, but it'll be gathered in by Amelia McGinley as Steph's brought down. I think I don't know if she was given a shove there, or she just, and she stopped right on the doorstep. She lost her own balance, but either way, she was upended.
Well, she's driving hard to the net. There's no question, and that's what you need. Put that pressure on. Put that pressure on. And if they're slow with the whistles, you know, you don't stop. And it's just kind of, you know, I think that the Queen Bees got lucky there that they didn't pop that in.
Yeah. Amelia, who played well yesterday in a size 4-0 defeat to the Kingston Diamonds, but at least 3 of the goals were ones she could never have stopped. One where Lizzie Saunders, who has just recently been called up to play for GB, shot with her back to goal and sort of redirected it top shelf, and there's no way she was expecting the shot coming in from there. She's a fantastic goalie, Amelia. From that same conveyor belt from Swindon that seemed to keep bringing out a goalie every couple of years.
It's a nice problem to have.
Isn't it just, yeah. Caitlin Stock switches the play over to Rachel Stockdale. Up the line and then tipped around the boards. Going to be Amelia Williams who collects now as Maya Lowe tries to steal it back off her. She'll go into the corner with her. Amelia, who's not the tallest of defenders, but she doesn't need to be. Positional sense and her reading of the game is second to none, and she's a fantastic young defender who's got a very bright future in the game indeed. As whistle's gone, was the net off perhaps, because it seemed a little bit of a quick whistle?
Well, I think the ref lost sight of the puck there. That's like the third occasion they kind of lost sight of it and then blew the whistle. Sometimes it's like it's not a bad thing. It just helps protect the players on the ice. So.
Okay. Abby Sylvester Gavers takes it behind the net. Out wide, nice little cushion pass to release Megan once again. It was Ellie Wallace who had the give and go with it. Cleared by Caitlin Morrison and then wound it up from, or wound up I should say, for Abby Fay from distance. Into the corner. Georgie works it back. Stouts again returns the favour. Back to Megan. Ellie Wallace trying to work herself free in the slot there. Beacons have to be wary of that. Nice pass back by Georgie to find Stouts. And then Wallace will have to drop back. Got Abby Sylvester there with her and Abby Fay. Nice poke check by Amanda McWilliams, who forces the Queen Bees to retreat. A little over 11 minutes to go, and it's still a 1-goal game. Beacon still very much in it, as Ellie Wallace will look to carry out a nice little hip check almost there from Ruby. Well, she sort of come in, didn't she, just to try and neutralise her a little bit.
Well, she recognized there was only one way that she could go because Steph had the pressure on her, forcing her to the outside. So the second player cuts in and takes her path of travel away, and she's got nowhere to go, and she read it perfectly. It was well played. Yeah, it was. Puck loops up and goes over the plexi. That'll mean the face-off will come out of the Queen Bee zone, because I think it was Abby who, and I'm saying it's going to stay in. I thought it was maybe Abby's shot just deflected up off her Queen Bee's body then. Yeah, so it's not a delay a game or anything like that. It's just kind of an errant puck. Yeah. Steph Towns with a draw, works it back to Abby Coulshaw, winds it up, and that went through traffic and hit Amelia McGinley in the face case. She had to shake that one off, but that come right at her point blank range. She never saw it until it hit her. No, that puck had eyes. Didn't it just? But Abby, who was looking for a second goal of the game. Rachel Cartwright comes down this right wing. Nice cut back. Tried to feed Lily Endicott at the back door, but just past her. The Swindon sniper couldn't quite get there quick enough. Back to Katie Dadd, who winds one up. It's blocked by Abby Coulshaw. She's feeling that one, but she'll power on through it. Hannah Byram. Yeah, she's going to go to the bench, I think. And she knows she's staying out there. But she certainly felt that one full force, Abby, didn't she? She sure did, but I mean, it's like, hey, you've got to block shots. You've got to get in the way, and that's all part of playing this game and being defensive. So good for her. Yeah, for sure. As Chrissy Newman works it back to Hannah Byram, who fires it deflected off a Beacons defender, and it was Emma Dixon, but Megan Craig makes a stop anyway, but it will give the Queen Bees an offensive zone face-off. The Queen Bees are great at getting pucks to the net from that blue line, and I mean they're getting on target and things are happening down low, and that's how they scored that second goal. But Megan was ready for that one, and so were the D. Yeah. Back underway then. Becky Castlewood collects in the corner. What comes off Vicky Smith, but she'll actually worked out quite nicely for Becky, who collected the loose puck, and she'll go again and finds Danielle Turnbull. Those two work so well together on the same line. They complement each other very well. As
Amelia Williams collects at centre red. It's won back by Becky Castlewood again as they look to, I think there's Nora Egri looking to get in, and now she will at the second attempt, but once more it's Becky who's back there, who steals the puck back, and back with Danielle Turnbull now as the Beacons look to play out. Oh, it hits the official and rebounds unfortunately there. Nora Egri collects and will go down the left wing side. Dumped into the corner. It's going to be collected by Caitlin Morrison with Talia Davidson right closing in on her. Up along the board, Sophie Gomes getting in there as well. Back with Talia, try to set up Chrissy Newman in the low slot, but just stabbed that one wide. But, well, Megan, I think, maybe got a piece of it as well, just forcing the wide. Cleared nicely by Caitlin Morrison, who'd positioned herself well to collect that, and that will set Danielle Turnbull away. She tips in. They're going to call that icing. I thought she'd touched it just after the red line, but maybe I didn't. My eyes deceive me there. But anyway, it's going to bring it back for a face-off in the Beacon zone.
That was a hard one coming out of the Beacon zone. I mean, they had control of it there, and Becky'd made a pass and curled to the far boards to come up and hoping for a give and go there. But unfortunately, her partner came around the other side and made it a little bit difficult coming out of the zone.
And Abby Sylvester scores from a high slot. I think she was surprised about that because she didn't get a lot of power in that. I think she was maybe just trying to set somebody up in the low slot perhaps, but it sailed past everyone and crept into the back post, but they all count, and Abby Sylvester has got herself on the score sheet.
Yeah, that's them getting their shots from the blue line again. It's how they scored that second goal, and it's just, you know, if you're not ready down low, that's what's going to happen, and that seemed to be a bit of a knuckleball going through, so it's hard to gauge those kind of shots.
Yeah, it's a change of pace that maybe caught the team out a little bit there. Just a bit of a delay before we get back underway here, but with 8:13 remaining, it's now a 3-1 lead to the Queen Bees. They're just relaying the goal scorer and the assist, but it was definitely the shot from Abby Sylvester from distance. Well, that's nothing new, but normally they're travelling at about 80 miles an hour when she releases them. Again, there's still a bit of a discussion, but the officials going to both benches here and quite understand what the discussion is. It was a goal, a clear goal, and
I almost think there's something wrong with the Queen Bees goalie.
Oh, Amelia, yeah.
Feeling very well.
Well, she took that fierce puck in the head, so maybe it's given her a bit of a headache, or well, let's hope it's not a concussion. But yeah, I mean, it was certainly a heavy blow to the quarter, didn't it? Very quickly.
Yeah, and it looks like they've only got one goalie here, so this could be a little problematic if she's not well. And I mean, I'd rather err on the side of caution, you know, follow the concussion protocol just in case.
Well, yes, indeed. Yeah, player safety is obviously most important, and Amelia is a fantastic goalie, and so she wouldn't be wanting to come out of a game like this if there wasn't something wrong. And we're only guessing right now, but she took that very hard shot from Abby Coulshaw in the cage. She maybe just needs a minute to, you know, if she was seeing stars, just to. She looks like she's going back in. She perhaps just needed a minute there just to compose herself and regroup.
I'm hoping that's all it is. Yeah. I don't like to see anybody, you know, not that she's going to do something that she doesn't want to do, but sometimes you need to be told, you know what, stay off the ice.
Competitive nature of athletes, they don't want to come out of a game.
No, that's right. It's kind of an old school attitude. It's nice that they like that, but at the same time, you know, they need to be protected for their own good.
Well, I'm sure they had a word where I see Gareth talking to her, Gareth Endicott, the coach. I'm sure if there was any question of that she wouldn't have gone back in. So we do hope that she's okay, and it was just had a bell rung a little bit and just needed a few minutes to recompose herself. But less than 8 minutes to go, so not too much longer for her either way. So she's had a busy weekend, faced a lot of shots yesterday in Hull. Abby Coulshaw looking to split the D there, but Lily Endicott, who back checked well there, stole it back, takes it into the corner. Beacon's outnumbered a little bit here, but you can understand that though, can't you, Carl? They don't want to commit too many bodies forward because this Queen Bees team will punish you on the break.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, we were kind of victims of that in our tournament yesterday. It's just you need kind of a defense to push in to kind of support the offense. But the problem with that is if you lose control, then all of a sudden you're short man down low, and they took advantage of that. So their Beacons are trying to be careful.
Oh, that looped up. She made the save, but it did take a. It was I think the ferocity of a shot. It just nearly looped up, and Amelia was alert to cover that one up, though.
Yeah, definitely. You got to have eyes behind your back to kind of, be a goalie, and because it's things like that can kind of bite you.
Yeah, work back to Caitlin Morrison, but it's blocked by Catherine Gale, and she breaks out quickly. She's got Rachel Cartwright up there with her. Gale goes it alone, fires, it's wide, but I think actually a lot of credit to Vicky Smith there, who was ushering Rachel Cartwright wide and forced Catherine Gale to sort of make that decision where she had to take it herself.
Yeah, I mean, she knows the defensive role really well, and that's it. Make it awkward for them to shoot so that it's a low percentage shot. So that's what she did, and it went high and wide.
Yeah. Worked well beyond the back of the net by the Queen Bees, but Caitlin will sweep up and clear. And now with Maya Lowe, that's not a bad pass actually, because it's put Becky Castlewood into space. Oh, gets in behind. Nice swing of the hips there as she got round Rachel Cartwright. And then Becky goes again. It just over the top of the outstretched glove there of Amelia McGinley. Catherine Gale looks to get in behind Caitlin Morrison, which she does, but doubling up on her there, as Danielle Turnbull had done well to get back, and Maya Lowe also putting a presence there and forcing her to shoot into the corner. Queen Bees will retain possession. Claire Turnbull poking it wide, back with Talia Davidson-Wright, as almost on a puck on a string there as she was dancing around the D. So back with Talia, busy player. As Nora Egri almost tangles a little bit there with Maya Lowe as she heads back to the bench. Caitlin Morrison will regather. Closed down pretty quick, but she rode that challenge and I think she just saw Nora coming in and just made sure she used her momentum to go past her, and just then she had the chance to take it around her. But back come the Queen Bees, and Chrissy Newman just flashes wide, comes back off the boards, and Beacon's looking to carry out. Sophie Games towards Talia Davidson-Wright. Caitlin Stocks will go into the corner with her. Using that physical strength that Caitlin's got. As Claire Turnbull's got in there to help her. It's 2 against 2 there. Puck is, well, I was going to say, presumably it was still moving. I couldn't actually see it there, but I think Jamie Briggs had lost sight of it, and we get a whistle on the play.
It's a hard one with that because time is ticking, and the Beacons, don't really have that much time on their hands. So they want to get control of that and get that puck moving. But the Queen Bees are okay with killing time right now.
Yeah. Kept in well by Amelia Williams, controlled in the corner. Oh, well won back by Caitlin Stocks actually, as Ellie Wallace was looking to get set there. Williams switches the play over to Sophie Games, and then gathered by Wallace, who carries in once more, goes towards goal, shoots, but blocker save there by Megan, and puck almost stopping dead, but was grateful for Rachel Stockdale to sweep that one clear. Ruby Newlands will carry behind the back of the net. Bouchard now on this left wing, goes rink wide, and Steph Towns will chase after it. Sophie Games is the time to control. It's a little over 4 minutes remaining. It's a 3-1 lead to the Queen Bees now. Beacons perhaps running out of time. It'd be nice to see if they did get another quick goal back here, Carl, and just make the final stretch a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, it's being down by 2 at this stage of the game, you have to work hard. You can't give up, but you do feel a little bit deflated when the play isn't working for you. So if they can get one, that'll elevate them again and, give them the push they need to finish the game.
Wallace will turn and shoot, and I think Megan must have got a piece of that. I thought she certainly closed her glove on it. I thought she had it, but let it come back off the boards, and as Abby Sylvester goes short side, I think that might have hit Megan up in the face cage a little bit there, but didn't have quite as much power in the shot as the one from Abby Coulshaw that hit Amelia McGinley before.
Looked like she wasn't even fazed by that.
Yeah.
She saw it coming and kept her face in the way, and then was able to corral that rebound.
Yeah. Won back by Lily Endicott. Shot from Catherine Gale comes back off the boards. Rachel Cartwright gets there ahead of Emma Dixon. Claire Turnbull, puck just wouldn't settle for her. Now Lily Endicott will pick up the puck, controlling behind the net. Work back, Catherine Gale with possession. Nice backhand pass. It was just out of her reach of Megan. She could see her trying to swat it clear, but still with the Queen Bees. And again, she gets a nice poach up there. Amanda McWilliams getting the way. Catherine Gale blocks, and then the Beacons will clear at the second attempts. 2:55 to go. 3-1 Queen Bees as they work it out wide to Lily Endicott. She carries it in and sends it around the boards. Catherine Gale will chase after it. Emma Dixon will get there first, so GB International working hard to steal it back. Kimberly Brangan's back there as well. Now with Catherine once more. Sets it up, will try to set it up in the mid slot for Abby Sylvester, but Kimberly Brangan and Amanda McWilliams doing a good job of just closing the door on her there.
Yeah, they're taking space away from them, and again, it's just a game on the periphery here, and if they can keep that going while they're under siege, you know, there won't be any goals against them.
Right, yeah, a little over 2 minutes remaining, then still 3-1 Queen Bees. Beacons will control in front of the bench. Comes loose for Vicky Smith. She'll gather with Chrissy Newman closing her down. Chrissy will steal it back in the corner. She'll hold on to possession, and that's probably the best form of defence right now as they control it in the offensive zone. Possession 9/10 of the law, as they say.
Absolutely.
As Steph Towns comes out with it, looking for a pass to Abby Coulshaw. She takes it well. Nice take that by Abby, and then gets a bit lucky there, perhaps with a bounce off Katie Dadd, but still will enter the zone all the same.
Yeah, lucky but unlucky, but I mean, hey, they still got zone, and now they've got a call on the ice here. Don't know if that's a penalty or just...
Yeah, I didn't see any hand signal, but they've opened the door, so presumably it is. But again, I didn't see any signal, but Katie Dadd's going to the box. She does get penalised for a lot of penalties, but to be honest with you, I didn't really see there was anything too wrong with that.
Well, it was almost a hit from behind, whether she got the elbow up on the back of Abby's head. I'm not sure, but Abby went down pretty hard, so... Ooh.
Fair enough. No, there weren't. Minute 20 remaining, so Beacons will end the game on the power play unless they score. Ruby Newlands along the boards. Becky Castlewood gets in there, but Mitchell Cartwright comes across and helps out Amelia Williams there. Puck's up along the boards again, down to the final minute then. Almost worked loose there. It will come across to Caitlin Morrison, back into a corner. And Amelia Williams steals that off Ruby Newlands, banks it off the boards. Fired back in by Caitlin Morrison. Once it again, Abby Sylvester put she fanned on it a little bit, but then has worked some space for herself here, and as she got one final push for her side. Good play by Steph Towns, good poke check by Megan Craig, gets it away. Abby though, good shift from her, easing the pressure on her goal with 30 seconds to go. Steph Towns will control, put under pressure by Chrissy Newman. Such a great competitor. Give away by Ruby. It's Catherine Gale. Oh, and the net was open. Megan went early and lost her footing, but Catherine couldn't just steer it inside. The puck had gone from her. And now Becky Castlewood will dart down this right wing. Shot on net. Amelia McGinley will hold on with a little over 9 seconds remaining. But again, that was a good shift by the Queen Bees as a best form of the penalty kill, isn't it? Keeping it in the offensive zone.
Time is on their side, and it just seemed to me like the Beacons weren't really aware of how much time or the lack of time they had there. I mean, it was just a little bit flat for me, and they weren't really, taking advantage of their numbers.
Yeah, as Chrissy Newman against Becky Castlewood. Hannah Byron will clear. That will do it then. A 3-1 win for the Queen Bees, but Carl, they were made to work for that, weren't they?
Absolutely, that wasn't a gimme for them. I mean, they had to work for it, and to me, coming away from this, it's like the defensive ability that the Beacons have to hold off, a powerhouse team like the Queen Bees. I mean, that's going to give them strength going forward to then be able to generate their offense where they can score goals. And I mean, they can score goals. They got one here, so
Well, absolutely they did, yeah. A great game of hockey, a great advert for the WNIHL, and, well, it's that time where we discuss player of the game. So who impressed you tonight, Carl?
I'd say the goalie for the Queen Bees. Yeah, and for the Beacons, let's see, who was buzzing? I think I'll pick Angela on the defense. Or is she not playing? Sorry, Vicky.
Pardon me. Yeah, Angela Kay has been retired for over a year, but yeah.
It's all those blondes.
Right, yeah. To be honest, Vicky would get my pick for the Beacons as well. Although Megan, again, outstanding. So one of those two, I would say. For a Queen Bees, well, this is going to be interesting. I thought Ellie Wallace was strong every time she was on the puck. So she could be in contention. Obviously, Rachel Cartwright got the 2 goals, and that's ultimately proved the difference, didn't they? So she could well be in contention as well, but we shall see. A lot of positives, though. Really good hockey from both sides, and it's been a pleasure to call this game for you back home.
Yeah, there were no real lulls in the game. You know, I mean, sometimes it's like it loses its pace, but I found pace all the way through this game, back and forth, nonstop. Like they maximized their time on the ice and played 3 solid periods.
Yeah, we did. Well, we shall await and see who does get the Player of the Game awards. We'll stay on air and bring those to you. So next week, the Beacons were going to have a game against Guildford, which was called off. Now it's back on. So hopefully we'll be able to bring you that one to you from the Spectrum next Saturday. Next Sunday, the Beacons are at home to Solihull. So hopefully we'll be bringing you both games.
Hopefully it's not an early game. That'll be some travel for them.
Well, that's right. I believe it's an evening face-off. So I certainly know the home game, I think, is 5 p.m. against Solihull. But please do check the Beacons Facebook page for details on that, though, just because things can change, as we know in women's hockey. There's games can get called off at the last minute. We might just invent another men's game to take place, for example. But joking aside, please do check any updates, and we'll get them to you. So Megan Stouts gets Player of the Game for the Queen Bees. And as I said to you before, Carl, that line worked so hard throughout, didn't they?
Well, that's it. I mean, they've got the experience. They know what it takes, and you wouldn't expect anything less. And I mean, as a coach, I mean, you're always going to, keep that fire burning for them and make them work.
Yeah. And we await for the Beacons. So Megan Craig, 28. So Megan's got it again. I think she's been player of the game in something like 4 of our last 5 games. So she's been in form this season. There's no doubt about that.
No doubt about it. And I mean, that's what you need as a goalie like that you pretty much build your team around.
Yeah. Well, I hope everyone back home enjoyed the game. Myself and Carl certainly did. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing the game to you. And as I say, hopefully we'll be back next week. But in the meantime, thank you for tuning in, and good night.
Good night, everybody, and thank goodness for hockey.